Hello, everybody. There's two kind of white people there in the USA. There's the Liz Cheney, and uh, then there's the Hillary Clinton, and then there's the Seth Meyers or the Donald Trump. Not the Donald Trump. There is, no, but actually Seth Meyers is like Liz Cheney. He doesn't have rappers on his show. Donald at least tried to have some sort of interaction with Jay Z and Kanye West. Liz Cheney doesn't have any rappers on her show. Uh, but I mean, Seth Meyers doesn't have any rappers. But he hangs out with people like Amber Ruffin, and it's kind of like Seth Meyers and Amber Ruffin are both like uppity niggas because they won't like hang out with like the street squad rappers and stuff like that. But but they still don't claim to be like Donald Trump white, which is like uh, the kind of white that everybody in the world is so protesting so much against, which I guess is like the reason he's not loved is because of how white he is. But yeah, that's it's interesting because I was just googling the difference between like Seth Meyers. Not Seth Meyers. The difference, like, what would happen if like Liz Cheney was gonna fight Jay Z? Because that's like the important issue. Who would win? Like, what would happen? Who's like the real like Freemason? Who's the real like Illuminati? Because it's like Illuminati versus Freemasons. Uh, those are the kind of things that people are worried about today. And yeah, that's just something I noticed. Hillary Clinton, and there's a difference between Hillary Clinton and Ivanka Trump, obviously. So America's got like problems with white people and black people, and they still haven't figured it out. They still they're still getting ready to elect Donald Trump as president in 2024, uh, and he's still gonna start annoying all the black people again. And they're still trying to get rid of Joe Biden because he isn't in love with enough white people. So then there's someone like Rihanna who's hates white people. Well, doesn't hate white, but hates Donald Trump. Uh, he was once on he was on Seth Meyers' show once. Does that make Seth Meyers black? Not. I mean, does that? And he's Seth Meyers is like really white. Seth Meyers is really white. Liz, he's like Michael Myers white, and then there's like Liz Cheney who's like she's also like Michael Myers white. I mean that's like real. It's like you have to like you could really define white as being like uh, like being Meyer, being Meyer. Maybe because like using the word white is kind of played out. It's kind of old. Maybe it's not old. I don't know. We have to ask Seth Meyers.
Working class people first.
The important thing for today is actually for America, especially, is not who's white, who's not white, but it's how the foreigners, how the immigrants that are coming into the country by dozens and hundreds, maybe thousands, or even more than thousands. I don't know. America is a big country. Maybe it could hold up to even millions of new people, foreigners. It's the question, how are they learning English? English as a second language. Because as we all know, English isn't the first language. In fact, it's not even the second language. It might be the third or the fourth. No, but it's today a very popular language. So we all need to know how are the immigrants doing with learning this new language. Hillary Clinton obviously doesn't spend any time teaching college classes, and neither does Jill Biden. But I'm sure some people do. And I'd like to see a TV show maybe of people going around colleges and seeing how many new immigrants are learning English. It'd be very interesting. Of course, there's not as many as Americans now as there used to be because Vladimir Putin just attacked America. But for the states that still exist, it'd be a nice thing to learn.
They want to take back control of the things that matter.
And boy, now that Donald Trump's not president anymore, wouldn't it be great if we could stop speaking English? For God's sakes, that would make it a lot easier for all the immigrants that come to America. They're not coming in from England anymore. They're not coming in from Ireland anymore. They're coming in from places like Africa and Latin America and China and countries that don't speak English. So we should do them a favor and let them speak their own languages instead of learning English. You see, that's why. You see, like you can Google. Nobody in America speaks any other language.
I never saw it.
That's why I hate Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and the Kardashians and all the talk show hosts, because they keep trying to outshine everybody with stupid stuff, and it's like it controls America and the news. You know, they keep spinning the same language through everything and they keep trying to brainwash everybody into continuing to speak English when we know it's not the language that anybody ever heard of before, and it's a language that nobody really want to speak anymore. But we sing it all the time on television in the United States of America, and they're saying it's a free country, but it's not a free country. If you speak Spanish, if you speak Persian, if you speak French, if you speak Italian, if you speak German or Russian or something, you don't have any rights in the USA. You don't have any rights in the USA.
No wonder that the two reality stars are ringing in the coming Christmas together. Kim's look for the special evening, however, raised a few questions. Paris shared some photos from her mother Kathy S. 63 Christmas party on her Instagram account, while Paris' sister Nikki, 39, opted for a floral mini dress by Oscar de la Renta. Latin cross.
It's a wonder. It's a wonder. Why is it not?
Why is baby doll dress, unlike the other guests?
Why is it? Why is it not? Why is it not speaking other language? Is it slavery? All the black people in the USA, is it slavery that they're not speaking African? Is it slavery to all the Latinos that it's not speaking? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why is it Black Lives Matter hasn't brought this subject up yet, because it's like a huge subject with all of the people in the United States, especially like it. I even think there's so many. There's even like Chinese Americans or Italian or Iranian Americans or Mexican, Italian, everybody. They want to speak more. They want to see TV, but they don't want to see anybody speaking English. They want to see everybody speaking another language. I'm thinking French. French is probably. I know Michelle Obama liked to learn French, and she likes watching people speaking French, but she doesn't know how to speak French herself. And I know Jill Biden. She loves Italian, but she doesn't speaking Italian. And so it's I think that's why they're feeling such a disaster, because they thought America could be great, but the way it can be great is if maybe everybody's speaking, because you know Jill Biden thinks she's Italian, so they should say why everybody doesn't be speaking Italian, and you know Barack Obama is from Kenya, so he's wondering why people don't speak Kenyan. So it's very strange. It's very strange. Yeah, but it's great. It's great. It's great. It was gonna be a huge festival. I was bringing a show to United States called "Speak a Different Language." Speak a different language, but Trump wouldn't let me in the country. And then George Bush didn't let me in the country and then Joe Biden still didn't let me in the country, and Hillary Clinton didn't let me in the country, and nobody let me in the country. So you still speak in English, but it was gonna be really great. I was gonna bring a great thing with me, with a lot of people speaking different languages. I think it was called Art 4. Art 4, that's what it was called. Art 4. And it was going to be, what would be better than being rich? Nothing. But it's going to be also, what's going to be 4 things that's more important than money. One of them is being able to speak a different language. That's one of the things. So I'm going to wait till next time to teach you another thing. But that's great. It's going to be great. But I'm sure, I see America is happier with having a corona presidency and a dementia presidency. And it's making everybody feel very talented. Oh, and bringing more English speaking, bringing a Hillary and Meghan and Harry and Kamala to speak English for everybody. More English on the TV, more English for Seth Meyers, more English for Jimmy Fallon, more English for Stephen Colbert, more English for Johnny, not Johnny, what's his name? Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers. Why doesn't they don't speak anything but English? It's an American country. You know, when it's an American country, they're speaking a language called English, but it's not English. What is it? It's great. Do you speak Spanish? Does Seth Meyers speak Spanish? Can he do a whole show in Spanish? Can he do a whole year in Spanish? What would Seth Meyers do if he went to jail for a year? What would Stephen Colbert do if they went to jail for a year? They'd have to learn Spanish. There's so many Spanish speakers there. What if Stephen Colbert had to go to jail for 1 year? Wouldn't he have to learn how to speak Spanish? I mean, America's a big country, you know. I think black people learning how to speak Spanish more than they learn how to speak more Spanish than Chinese people, because more black people is going to jail in USA than Chinese people, and in the jail they speaking more Spanish than they speaking English, sometime in some country. So it's nice. Anytime you need to get away, although you can, anytime you need a perspective, you can watch it here on my channel. Hope everybody enjoys their life. Very good. Is anyone in the rap world good at anything except talking? They're not good at being sexy. I just noticed that rappers aren't good at being sexy. And a new survey shows that if rappers made videos about sucking cock, they would have more chance of being accepted into clubs and getting more women, not having to pay cash every time they need to have sex with someone or something like that. But that's the thing. Many Americans rappers can't act sexy without proving something about money or talking about stuff talking about being great or better. Maybe that's why Donald Trump didn't win the second thing, because he doesn't have any video showing anybody, how sexy he was, like, sucking cock or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's how Barack Obama stayed in office 2 times, and he won the second one, because maybe there's some videos that say, "Oh, that's what it looks like when the second cock." I don't know. How can someone stay in office 2 times? Joe Biden needs help. Joe Biden needs help to, obviously, because the poll numbers, obviously, Fox News isn't giving up. The Republicans aren't giving up. They're still hanging in there. They're trying to beat him. I think the only chance he would have is to make some sort of sexy video where he's doing that. I mean, straight sex, I know how important straight sex is to the United States, but in the political level now, you have to think about the whole world. I mean, you have people living in America that are not just from the United States, they're from other countries, and they find sex differently. So for the people who Donald Trump outshined, which is like all the rappers, maybe they need to understand that they need to do something different with their lives other than sitting around talking about how rich they are, how cool they are, and they need to show us how great they are. And how do they show us? They can show us by showing a video of sucking cock. Rap guys need to be sucking cock all the time. It's not just something for the guy Little Nas X. It's not just a fantasy for one guy anymore. I mean, it's like people like Ludacris need to be doing it. Jay-Z needs to be doing it. 50 Cent needs to be doing it. Nas needs to be doing it. Eminem, Dr. Dre needs to be sucking cock a lot. You know, P Diddy, maybe he needs to be doing it a lot. I'm just saying, why don't you try something new? It's so terrible. It's so stupid. I have to listen to more and more rappers trying to be deep and trying to be on TV all the time. All I see is guys on TV all the time, moving their hands around, doing this, doing that, throwing money around, this and that. But in the streets, in reality, they're leaving a whole bunch of kids unable to afford all the stuff they're doing. You might as well say, hey, you kids can at least suck cock. I mean, that's for free. You and your guys can get together and suck cock. NFL teams can get together and suck cock a lot. It's better than having to make people think about, I don't know, other things. It might make the whole country smarter. Who knows? But I don't think any rappers have enough class to be able to suck cock for their kids. Suck cock for the youth. Maybe that would help all the youth. I don't think Diddy's got that much class. I don't think Jay-Z's got that much class. 50, maybe. Yeah, no, doesn't have that much. How many politicians have that much class? Suck cock, even if you're not gay. Let's see some videos of politicians or press other people. Let's see them sucking cock. And that's really what this show wants to see. We're looking forward to the day where we see everybody who's famous now: Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know, Ryan Gosling, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon. Let's see him. Let's see the videos, guys. Let's see sexy videos, gay and doing gay things. It could be really sexy. We really love to. I mean, Jimmy Fallon would probably look really great. Doing it. I think Jason Alexander, Jerry Seinfeld doing it. Jason Alexander doing it. Seth Meyers, no, because everybody thinks because you know why? He's too he's too not too skinny, but he's too. He's already associated with being too white, so it's just that's why nobody wants. If you want to know why people don't want to watch you sucking cock, it's because you're too white. It's too white to do it. And maybe if there were like big fat girls, you could the sucking cock. Maybe that would be something for the feminist groups. And it would be more peaceful than protesting. Maybe people should be sucking cock outside of the White House to protest things like income wages being low and other things. Anybody ever thought about that for a protest? How's that for a protest? I think Americans are scared. Americans are they're too, how do you say, I don't know. They hear about something and then they I don't know, maybe they just haven't thought of it. But try sucking cock outside of the White House if you really want to make a change, and do it until people tell you to stop. And if you don't, if you want to make changes in global policy and human rights and stuff like that, if you want to save the youth, if you want to make America safe, tell all the celebrities that's what they need to do. And do it at the White House. I don't know what police would do to protesters if they saw protesters sucking cock. Can anybody tell me what would happen to them if they were outside of the White House sucking cock? No, I don't know, but it's interesting. Other countries would do it, but I don't think America would. I'd like to see it though. I'd like to see what happened. Maybe that should be some of the things that some of the politicians like Hillary Clinton or Jill Biden or Barack Obama or Michelle Obama should be encouraging. They should be encouraging their kids to do, so that I'm not their kids, but they should be doing themselves, and people could be free. So people could be free, because right now you're living in an enslaved country and it's still Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump wants to make America great or safe. If so, he would have been told. He would have already told Donald Jr. and Eric Trump to make videos of themselves sucking cock, so that America would be free. But it's not free. So maybe Donald, you should do it yourself. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you should really ask Jared to do it. Maybe you should ask Mark to do it. Maybe you should ask Kanye to do it. Maybe you should ask Tim to do it. Maybe Tim Scott, Mark Meadows, Jared Kushner, some of the guys that work with you. Just ask them, tell them to do it. Make a video of it, or else the freedom, or else we're always going to beat you. Or else Joe Biden's always, or else Joe Biden's going to do it. Maybe will Joe Biden do it first? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe that's something that Israelis and Palestinians should do. Make videos so that there'll be peace in there. There'll be more peace there. They should at least be thinking about it all the time. They should be thinking about it all the time so that. So that there'd be something think about things that are peaceful. Yeah. So I don't know. In Africa, there's also needed. So I don't know. The role models of today come on Seth Meyers all the time. All it is uppity, high class, preppy, white people speaking English and ignoring world problems, and that's like the thing that stopped. That's like the thing that annoys me the most about the USA is that to have people on those shows doing everything that the colleges are hating and the universities are hating, doing everything that the arts scene is hating, and helping people like Joe Biden or Barack Obama. It's kind of like it's a shame because they're not as honest. At least Trump would be on the level of talking about it, thinking about it, and saying maybe it's doable. But maybe he wouldn't be. I don't know. World peace is at hand, and I think the only option would be for famous guys in America to just make movies about movies giving blowjobs. That's the only thing that can help. So, and here's a question: how do parents talk to their kids and explain to them that they're broke? I mean, when George Bush and Barack Obama and Prince William and Joe Biden have to talk to their kids and explain, Hillary too, they have to explain to their kids that they're broke because Donald Trump is still the president of the United States. How do they explain that? How do they explain that they don't have, that they're not, the country is not the same as it was, and they can't just do whatever they want anymore, and they don't have as much money anymore, and that they won't be able to. How does Donald and also when how does Donald Trump explain that how does he explain that Khamenei and Putin, or not? How does Putin explain that Donald Trump broke him? How does China's president explain what Donald Trump did to Putin? How does Khamenei explain what Donald Trump did to Khamenei? How does Mexico and Brazil explain it? How do they all explain? How do all these people explain how they were broke and how Donald Trump broke them all? A question I want to ask is, who would all the Democrats be if they weren't so rich? Who would the movie stars be? Who would the musicians be if they didn't have any money and they had to? If America said that they won't let them make music anymore, if they blacklisted all the artists that they have in the USA, they said they won't even let you. Who would